thank you, whoever's doing my little check off list, thank you. Oh, Missy is not here today, she wasn't able to come. This is Priscilla Gonzalez, she's the academic dean at the high school.
Hello, thank you all for letting me sit in.
Okay, so we are gonna get started with our jobs. Okay. Crystal is gonna be my reporter. Thank you. Let's see, who's gonna be Deborah? Deborah is gonna be my recorder. And Bonnie is going to be my timekeeper.
Before we get to reporters,
No,
you think one's okay?
I think we'll be fine with just one.
Okay,
Okay. Nice.
yes, it'll still.
Let me zoom in here real quick.
No, you're not. You're gonna be sitting.
Can I get, Desiree, will you read the vision for me?
The vision of Pleasanton Primary is to have all students achieve high levels of academic and social-emotional growth that results in them becoming self-confident, resilient problem solvers who love and value learning.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to be doing a lesson internalization. We're doing scope 4, explore 1. And then we're also going to get a little treat. Sabrina is doing a rehearsal for us for that explore. So excited about that. Crystal, will you read the lesson focus for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Students use models and number sentences to solve addition and subtraction problems involving two whole numbers. They use linking cubes and counters to represent mathematical scenarios, enhancing their understanding through hands-on manipulation. The Explore helps them visualize the operations directly supporting their ability to solve and discuss the problems. No worries. I was like, I think that's supporting.
Yeah, you're right.
A little smidge.
Okay. So hopefully you have all of your scope internalization stuff. So your teacher guide, the content support, implications for instruction, and the scope assessment that we did during the scope internalization. And then you've had all these explore documents, so you should have your student journal stuff, the exit ticket, show what you know, and then the skills basic was also attached to that little packet that I left outside your rooms on Monday. And then of course, something to write with. So before we came, there were some steps and they're in the agenda. I'm gonna scroll past them because we're gonna take notes in a different section, but you should have completed step 1, step 2, and kind of the first part of step 3. So that was your pre-work. And then before next Thursday, we are going to do an internalization in scope 5. So it'll be the scope internalization, that's our data analysis. So we're finally not done with adding and subtracting, but it's been a lot of adding and subtracting. And I think that teachers and kids are ready for something new. So we are starting data analysis, so you'll come with that stuff, steps 1, 2, and 3 of the scope internalization. Sorry, it should say 1, 2, 3. And then also make sure that your data for scope 3 is all entered into Eduphoria. So that's scope 3, not this one you're currently taking, but scope 3, the one that you just took previously. Okay. Most of you probably already have it in there. Just want to make sure if you had any stragglers who were absent or whatever, that all that data is in there. Okay. And don't forget your data trackers. Okay, for next Thursday. I'll remind you again before then. Okay, so getting started for today, I have a couple of celebrations. So this week, I went into Crystal's class and I went into Stephanie's class, and kids are making 10 like nobody's business. I was super excited. Crystal, you know, she has the GT cluster, so it looks a little bit different. Her kids are making 10 like with automaticity. 8 and 2 is 10, 6 and 4 is 10. And that's a second grade skill, so I'm really excited about it. Kids don't have to do it with automaticity in first grade, but they are, and so that's really, really exciting. And then I went into Stephanie's class, and they all, they had their tools, and so this I think is gonna lend itself really well to this particular Explore where they're doing the word problems, because they were making 10, but they were getting to choose the tool that they wanted to use to make 10, and then they had to verbalize. Like, so some of them were, they were adding the three add-ins, using 3 add-ins, and then the strategy was use 2 of the add-ins to make 10 and then add. So some of them were using a double 10 frame, some of them were using counters, some of them were drawing pictures, but they were all able to verbalize their strategy and what they did to make 10. So that was really good. That was really good. I loved it. And she was, you know, which tool are you going to use? Tell me about that. Why are you picking that tool? So that was really good. Very exciting. Does anybody else have a celebration? Any other celebrations out there?
We're here.
Surviving the week. Surviving the week. Okay. So our goal for today, Crystal, you want to read that for me? Sure.
I'm sorry. Our goal for today. Okay, I'm so sorry. To collaboratively internalize and rehearse Explore 1, including what students will be learning, how students will be assessed, and how teachers can support all learners in meeting the rigor of the instructional material.
Okay, perfect. Now we are going to talk about step 1 of but you've already completed step 1, so it's just going to be a debrief. So can I get my timer to set 5 minutes? You don't want to get down a rabbit hole. I want to see Sabrina's life. Sabrina's like, go down the rabbit hole. Go ahead. It's fine. Okay. Okay. So, you may have completed some of this together in partnerships, or you may have completed some of this independently. So I want you to just turn and talk and reflect on when you did the student journal, the exit ticket, and the show what you know from the perspective of a student, right? Turn and talk to your partner. What were the things that you think are the most critical things that students need to know and be able to do? What do you think students are going to make errors on? And then what would the exemplar look like in your mind? So if you would turn and talk to a partner, and then I'm going to call on people to share what their partner said. So 5 minutes. Well, hold on. 2 minutes, and then we'll share. If you'll set a timer for 2 minutes. Yes.
Explore 1, right? Or
Yes, this Explore.
You know, I love I think what is in the picture diagram. I think we should every single but I think like it would be
So, well,
I struggle to
they're gonna make that same answer. So you have to really make sure that that's like that. I don't know. I literally have to do this. So I feel like that's
I struggle with hard signals. Yes.
I might have them sitting at the table working in groups, but I feel like I'm going to see each part at one time.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
So,
But I
those
don't
are
know
2 days of the question.
No, I know. Where the it was. Oh, they use the number one. Yes, yes.
Because that way it gives me time to
I mean, that's pretty much what I'm at. You show it how it's all like it shows you like in this circuit, so it's like, okay, this is what you do. Yes, but I guess my thing is like, if we're wanting them to like draw the number one, or are we just wanting them to draw?
Like you're only gonna do it.
You know what I mean? I think if we have this, whatever it is, we're gonna do. So what if I use the same strategy for that? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think.
Well, I mean, I don't, I want them to try other stuff too. That's all, that's what it is, yeah. Or kids that just put them.
Okay, time. Okay, critical knowledge. Carmen, what did you and your partner talk about?
Nothing, we're just worried about, or sorry, of the different strategies. I have an apple in my mouth, hold on. The different strategies that can use, we were just worried, like, what if they just use one strategy, is it gonna be okay for them to do that? Or like, we're worried about the new, things that are coming up, like if they're gonna be able to use them and choose the different strategies.
So the different strategies, like, go ahead, Stephanie, you're gonna add to that?
Well, this is what I was thinking about doing when I was looking at this. Well, first we were talking about the fact that a lot of them are not gonna be able to read the cards.
Okay.
So it's
Oh,
gonna be
we're gonna
hard.
get to that.
So what
maybe
I
we'll
was
add
thinking
this
about, what I
section.
was gonna ask if I could do is like, I'm still gonna put them in groups, but I'm gonna read the card. But each table, they're gonna have a different thing that they have to use to solve that. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like, so one table may
And-
have like a part whole, or like, one table may have a wreck and wrap, one may have, where
So
they have
we'll
to
get
do.
to that part, that's down here, we'll get to that.
Okay, so that's how I was thinking, so that way they could all use different strategies, does that make sense?
Mhm.
And then and then we'll rotate around, and then when we come back from that chat, they can talk about what they use.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, what other critical knowledge, what do the kids need to be able to do to get through this exit ticket, to show what you know? How are they
Add
gonna
and
be able to do
subtract.
that? Add and subtract, okay,
Comprehend what it's asking.
okay, add and subtract, comprehension,
Even just counting the right amount of numbers.
okay, having
Yeah,
one-on-one
numbers and
correspondence,
things.
counting correctly.
I think just remembering what each process is. Like if they don't remember what a diagram is, or if they don't remember what a number line is.
So vocabulary associated with the strategies, okay, knowing what a number line is. And we haven't, this is the first time number line is
Right.
showing up. So that could be difficulty, using a number line.
So we really have to make sure, like when we're doing the skills basic, that, cause it has that first,
Okay,
that we'll do that.
so when I go back to this exit ticket, if a student is being successful, right, what would you wanna see from them?
It's funny, that's what I do.
What would it look like in your mind?
Draw the right pictorial or whatever strategy they're using, the information would be correct.
Okay.
Is it more than one strategy?
I want
Using more than one strategy, I hear that.
Using the current ones that we are, I mean, a lot of them are just gonna wanna draw their regular picture.
Right,
Well, I've been making my students do a little part hole map in the corner of their board. And so then they have to plug in what they are knowing, cause like if it's already giving you the whole, then you need to figure out what you're missing. And then they can draw it, or they can use wreck and rack or counters. So like, I feel like that's good, but then hopefully when I show them the diagram, it won't be such a jump to it, you know?
right. So using more than just one strategy, because, let me see your paper, Callie. So we don't wanna see this, right? We don't wanna see this, right? But we know she did this because she knows, like, this is what kids are gonna do. They're just gonna draw 5 million circles and cross them off or add them together, right? And we want them to become one of the, you'll notice the process standards, which is, we don't always spend a lot of time looking at the process standards, but they're here. Thank you, Ms. Davila. One of the process standards talks about selecting the appropriate strategy and being efficient and selecting appropriate tools. And so those are all required skills and required teaks for our kids. So when you notice that a kid is just drawing circles and drawing circles and drawing circles, that's a problem. So we have to address it. So anyway, so we will.
I also think if like they're gonna be successful on this journal, they need space and like to write their own number line to actually use that strategy is gonna be rough.
I had the same experience. I was in my mind, I was like, okay, what if I chose to use a number line? And so I drew a number line, and like you have to make tiny little lines and tiny little numbers, and kids are not, that's not, first graders are not gonna do that. So this may not be the most effective way to have kids record what they're doing. So we'll come to that.
You're welcome.
What else? We'll get there. Okay. So step 2, we're gonna look really quick at the pacing. I heard skills basic, and that we think that the skills basic is probably gonna be necessary. Our kids have never seen a number line. So let's look at our pacing. This is, okay, so explore 1, we have a skills basic problem solving, and then it says explore 1, oh, I'm sorry, we actually start here. There are 2 skills basic. One is the strategy one, where it's just the number cards, right? And then this one is the problem solving strategy. And then we officially have our explore 1. If you think about it as a whole, like all of this explore 1 plus the skills basic is 3 days. Does it feel like 3 days is good? Or does it, how are we feeling about 3 days?
I think we're gonna need another day.
Well, on Friday, we're like, tomorrow, actually,
Oh, yes.
we're doing all of that
Get
stuff, and I
started.
kind of feel like it's just like repetitive, like they're gonna be like, oh my god, we're just gonna go to 10 again, we're gonna do a 10. So I don't know if we wanna
Right.
start the other skills basic
Start the
tomorrow,
skills basic
so that we can
tomorrow.
on Monday do the other skills basic then, so we have actually 2 days just for explore 1.
I agree.
But
I
I don't
agree.
know, I think the foundation building that is important, like my kids are struggling, so like I do need that time to go
So
back and work on that.
Well, I
Right,
mean, do you
and
feel
so
like
the
you need all of them
foundation-
though?
Oh, yeah.
the foundation builder is designed to as like a remediation, right? My kids are not ready for this lesson, and so I need this foundation builder to close some gaps. And
Right.
so if you need the foundation builder, your kids need the foundation builder, do that foundation builder. I would maybe try to work the foundation builder in as a lesson during your small group time, and then that way you can still
Okay.
start the other piece of it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so as we looked through this whole lesson, including it's kind of the explore, explain cycle, right? So we have, will you set me a timer again for, I don't think we're gonna need 25 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Okay, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so, as you looked at this whole thing, the skills basic, the journal, the exit ticket, all the pieces of this lesson, does it include a balance of conceptual understanding and procedural skills? So are we getting that concrete, representational, abstract balance?
I think you would have to like break it up. Like I think
Okay.
we would have to do concrete, like my kids need concrete,
Mhm.
so I would have to do the concrete with both, and then if we have time, do a little of the representational. And then, like, I think it has to be gradual, like I can't do all of it at one time.
Okay.
With my group, they just can't, they're not successful that way.
Right, so, how many, now I think there are, so how many of you, your kids are gonna do this, your kids are ready for this as it is. They're gonna do the manipulatives and the drawings and the number sentences all at one time.
No, not mine.
And some of you are like, no, I'm gonna do concrete, and then move on to, okay, now we're gonna try it with pictures, and then now we're gonna try it with number sentences. Perfect, great.
Well, like some of mine who are ready, like they naturally do that on the carpet with the concrete, but it's not like, I'm not expecting them to do it yet, but some of them just can do it, so they do it. So then I can work with the others who need guidance.
And then the other thing we always wanna make sure when we learned through with the math RBs, teaching math in context is super, super critical. And so if it's not provided, we have to add it. This particular scope is all about the context. It's all about solving real world problems, using the strategies that we've learned. Is there anything you feel like is missing? Bless you.
Thank you. I think you could add it to these, like just orally while we're doing it.
I agree. That was something I noticed too. When we're doing just these number sentences, it really helps them. And I think, I mean, I've seen you all do it when it's just numbers. Like I think I saw, maybe it was Crystal. And all you have to do is say, oh, 7 + 2. Okay, listen, or maybe it was Carmen's class. Miss Rodriguez gave Miss Chapa 7 pieces of candy. And then Miss Burkett gave Miss Chapa 2 pieces of candy. How many pieces of candy? Right, we just add a little context. It helps them process like what's happening, why are we adding these numbers together. So it does have it in the rest of the lesson, but definitely I agree. We could probably add some context to this when we're going through it, just to help them, especially when you have the start unknown and the change unknown. It's so without context, that's really abstract for them without some context. So definitely make sure that you're adding some context. You could go back to the cat lesson, right, where he was feeding the fish. That would be a great, because they'll remember when the cat was feeding the fish, and then you could create some context around it there. Talk to me about some of those explain activities. Anybody look at the anchor chart, interactive notebook? And the show what you know is we did that as kind of include that as part of our exit ticket. Talk to me about those things.
I kind of tweaked the anchor chart a
Okay.
little bit, just because I wanted it to show exactly what we went over with the skill basic, but not all of, like the anchor chart, I think it also still had pictures. And I wanna tell my kids, like, it's not bad to draw pictures, but we can also use all these different, like, we're almost masters at doing pictures, you know?
Yes.
Like, let's look at what's new. Like, the anchor chart should be whatever is new about it. So
Right.
I did put, like, my anchor chart is basically whatever the skill basic was.
Perfect.
So that's what I just changed. I forgot.
The
printed
number
it, but
path, cause I noticed that's not on here. That's
I
one of
added the
strategies.
number path, I have the number bond,
Like
and
that, like this one?
I have the strip diagram. I just have space for the strip diagram so that I could show it with them. But
So yeah, creating an anchor chart with kids, I just deleted this right, there we go. Is always really powerful because it's a mental trigger for them, right? Like, I remember when I was teaching algebra, we would make anchor charts together and then I would leave them and the kids would refer to them. We take them down for testing and they still look over there and they're like, it was right there. They can like see it in their mind's eye. Like it helps them. So it is definitely, let me go to the anchor chart. So this is the one that is, hold on, student. Anchor chart. Okay. So this is the anchor chart that is, it's kind of showing the different strategies. So, I definitely would not just, recreate this and stick it up there, right, and point to it. I would, an anchor chart kind of solidifies learning for students. It's a great closure to a lesson. So when you're going through a strategy, then you're like, okay, what tool did we use? We used the double 10 frame. Let's start our anchor chart with our strategies. This is the double 10 frame, and we're gonna create our little anchor chart for the double 10 frame, right? And you could do the same thing with the number line, the pictorial model. The diagram, they're calling a diagram. They're calling it a diagram because in second grade it turns into a strip diagram. It's our part whole map, and in second grade it becomes a strip diagram. So if you want to start throwing that in there, just so that the transition of vocabulary, part whole, strip diagram, they're going to be the same thing in second grade. So and that's why the one portion is starting to be smaller in that particular picture. But our kids have not seen it that way. I would not make the one part smaller at this point. I would maybe put diagram, strip diagram / part whole, and just kind of introduce them as being the same thing.
So even as we go through, should we not make the one part smaller? Just kind of, just transition the word, not the actual part whole, not like still keep it.
Now, there should be a transition so that they recognize it's the same thing. So you'll see strip diagrams second and third grade where sometimes the parts are smaller to represent a smaller amount, and sometimes they're split in half like a regular part whole map. If your kids are ready to see it like that with different sizes, that's okay. They can see it like that, but they need to know that's just the same thing as our part whole map, just so that they can make the transition to strip diagrams. And yeah, so you start having that.
Leave it blank and just have them fill it out as we work out the problem? Like
Yes.
the diagram?
Yes, exactly.
Say that again? So
So
should we
just
make
make
it blank,
just
just
make
a
like a
rectangle?
rectangle.
Oh, and then as we fill out, work out
Right.
the problem, just add the line, the pole, and then the parts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like an anchor chart. Really, you're gonna,
Introduce, like.
yeah, like
add
this
on
is.
to you as we
This
introduce
is like
the
a,
batteries.
this is like to close out, like we just learned, these are the things we've learned, and we're gonna create this anchor chart together so that we can remember everything.
So
It's
are
a
we
lot.
having them draw the diagram? Is that what we're doing?
On
Having them
the,
draw?
on the student journal,
So-
there's a rectangle there.
Yeah.
And so
So
then
then
right.
it's having them like trace the cubes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah,
list
so
the
then they
lines.
see exactly like what they can, if they trace around it, then they'll be like, oh, this is bigger than that one.
If you wanted to adjust like the portions. I also wanted to point out when we had our EB meeting, under the explain like the language connection,
Yes.
I really like that support, not just for my EB kids, but any of my kids that are struggling. It just kind of breaks it down a little bit more that
Mm-hmm.
that's something I'm using in small groups.
Yes. Which one do you tend to use? The beginner one? Intermediate?
Yes,
The
I do
beginner?
the beginning.
Mhm. So this is a really, really great differentiation tool. Just to remind you, thank you for bringing that up. In the explain tab, there is the language connection, and it is designed specifically for our language learners, but it's differentiated in language, but also in content. So it's really helpful for small group, for differentiated independent practice, all of that.
Because all of
So-
our students are language learners.
They really are,
Right.
yes,
So all
at
of
this
them.
age, they are
And
all.
if you're
It's not
higher,
so overwhelming.
the I is for intermediate, but the A is for advanced. And so advanced, EB student advanced would be the same as a counterpart, right? Almost to an English speaking first grader, right? So without second language. So it really isn't that much different, but it is for scaffolding purposes. It's a really great one to use. Kiss your brain, Brandy.
Yes.
Candy.
Candy, sorry. Candy. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so, how many minutes left on that timer? 4 minutes, okay, perfect. If you will look in your teacher edition, your teacher guide, and look at the facilitation tips. Take a look again at, I know we really dug into this during the scope internalization, but if you'll look again at your misconceptions in your content support document, and then the facilitation tips that are in your teacher guide that are kind of in the sidebar, and look at those things so that we can start. I want to talk about what scaffolds and extensions. So my first scaffold that I kind of was gonna ask y'all is, do we need the skills basic? Are we doing the skills basic? And I think that's not a question anymore. We agree that that's a necessary skills basic. They aren't always, but definitely it is. And then what I want you to be thinking about also is extensions, because one of the things I'm seeing that we're all seeing in walkthroughs is that you have some kids that are getting it. They're fast finishers, and then you're still got some strugglers, and maybe it's you've got 5 fast finishers, right? I'm not talking about where most of your class is a fast finisher and then you're waiting on 5 kids. I'm talking about the opposite. Like, you've got 5 kids who are fast finishers, and then they're first graders, so they're creating some disruption, and they're goofing around and, you know, being a little disruptive. What are we gonna do for those kids as like an extension? So we're seeing some early finishers that need a little something while you're waiting on the others. So be thinking about that when you're reading the tips. Maybe add a couple minutes to the timer.
We got 2, how much do we got?
2 more.
2 more?
Yes. Thank you.
Said the facilitation tips and misconceptions. Is that
Oh, okay. Yeah. scaffolds or extensions for your kids?
For scaffolds, I liked how they were saying that, like, you know, instead of the kids reading it, like, they could be, they're still partners, but like, we just solve one at a time, so I think that would be beneficial.
Okay. Let's see. Carmen. Anything else you wanna add?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, anything about the scaffolds or extensions, things that you think your kids are gonna need to support them? Or if you have some of those fast finishers that you think you would do an extension for?
I read it somewhere on here where like for the early finishers, like if they model it one way, to ask them to model it a different way with a different skill.
Yes.
That would be something good that I can tell my early finishers, like those kids that finish pretty well.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you have some that work right through it and then they're like, give me more, right? So I think that's great because we want them, we said earlier, we want them to be able to use more than one strategy. Show me how you could use that with, how you could try to solve that with a number line. See if you could do it with a number line. That one's gonna be tricky. So yes, great idea. Okay, any extensions? What are we doing
Choice
first?
words.
Say that again?
Choice words. STEM Scopes has choice words.
Okay.
And I print those out every scope.
Great.
Early finishers.
Okay, can
Our
you?
friends that are like over it and that, you know, I think they're getting squirrely or they're falling asleep on the, you know.
Okay.
So,
In the acceleration section?
Yes.
Okay, so if you didn't know, right, thank you, Crystal, we have choice boards, right, for the
My
scope.
kids love this, and you can put this, it is a little high, guys, but, it even may be editable.
Uh-huh.
It
It's,
is.
yes, see, generate
So-
editable document. So this is excellent, I love it. There's a writing connection, social studies connection, so, definitely great ideas here. So, are you, Callie, have you used
Yes, I
this
have.
also? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Good job, ladies.
I did have a question though, on page 142, the first facilitation tip. What are they talking about when they're saying like display cards?
I think it's just
It's just the ones that have the word problems? Oh, okay, I thought it was.
Oh, I thought it was like showing like how to do a start unknown
Yeah.
or whatever else it said.
I was
read it
saying,
differently.
yeah, select and display cards that illustrate
missed
these
the video.
tricky parts, I'm not sure what that.
I think it's a different page number on mine.
Oh.
Tell me what number it is?
It's, explore 1 and it's towards the end of the lesson,
Okay,
the facilitation when discussing the problems where the starting
Oh,
is
I see that.
existing. Select and display cards that illustrate these tricky problems. I'm not sure like what that means.
select and
Yeah.
display cards that illustrate these
I wish they saw the videos.
problems. The starting number was missing. Maybe it's these flashcards?
Oh, that show the start, okay,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or maybe, I would,
I
I
think
would
it's
think
just
it's like
the-
the picture, the
Card.
actual.
That's for skills. Basic stuff
Of the,
to explore, right?
of the problem.
The starting number was missing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure
Cause
what
my
that
kids
is.
struggle with start at home, so I would
But
like,
what if you showed like?
oh, maybe there is something on vocabulary.
Yeah, like show how
Maybe in the
you're
picture
supposed to do it.
vocabulary.
And I wanna add something for the scaffolding.
Yes.
So I know we kind of threw everything at y'all at the beginning of the year. And if you came to my session, I mentioned this about the scaffolding, the sidebar down at the bottom, in the unit that we're in the scope, there's a scaffold instruction guide. If you go down, this is related to your MAP percentiles. Now that we have our MAP percentiles, it tells you, it breaks the MAP percentile that your kids scored, and it tells you how we can scaffold depending on where they fell. So like Maxwell here, go down all the way to the high percentile, which is 80 to 100%. It has there the choice board. And so it has how you can extend it for the kids that were 80 to 100% on the map. So this is the steps, right? But everything we do in STEM scopes is hopefully gonna transfer to our map testing.
Yes.
So they do tie it here. Most of our kids well, they fell in the 50th percentile, that's on grade level, right, according to this. So those are the things that we're doing for them for most of our kids. The interactive notebook, the picture vocabulary, and then it does outline all the things that you can do for your higher kids here. So I just wanted to remind you that's a resource on
Like
the wall.
a shortcut for the ideas that you're looking
Yes.
for an
For
extension or a scaffold. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Thanks, Celia.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, any other ideas for extension or a scaffold?
I haven't looked, but do they still have the game? I mean, last year we were.
The
able to.
interactive.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
They're
It's
more
just
difficult
different
for the
way to
kids to
attack,
get
like,
to.
yeah.
To assign it,
Yes,
it's
I
a little
know,
more
I can
difficult.
show you.
Because I
We
haven't
do have the
signed
steps,
them, but I
we
know
can
they
get
used
that
to
to you.
love doing that.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Just the things
more-
like, if they finish the 2 A's, they could generate a word problem, cause we covered that. They could do fact families.
Generator.
Yeah, we used to have those
Well,
games where they're like at a sleeve, or when they would do the dice and stuff.
No, we haven't generated.
Oh, not yet.
Not
When is
yet.
that?
That's
That's
the
the
next
next
one.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can also
Well,
use
then
those
they can
books,
do
we have
fact
extra
families.
workbooks.
But
I
some
use
of your
those.
kids could generate a word problem, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Generate it to a their
to a partner. Mm-hmm.
So your
Yes.
math thoughts, that activity gives you the opportunity to write a story problem for a number sentence that's missing an addend on this one right here. Addition and subtraction problem solving. So they have to write a story problem that represents the number sentence. So for our kids.
My
yeah,
math thoughts,
Yeah, my math thoughts.
yes.
I wanted to add one more to the scaffolds. So I
Yes,
put that you can provide them with a sentence frame, and you can have them write out, how they solve their problem, so when it's time to discuss, they have it there with them already.
yes, that's a great idea.
Explaining your,
Yes, like a sentence stem
So like
for,
if it says, what do you notice about your total when you're subtracting, so you'll give them a sentence frame and then they can just complete it.
one of the process standards for this particular Explorer says, display, explain, and justify mathematical ideas, right, using precise mathematical language in written or oral communication. So, being able to justify, and I know we've had this conversation, and some of you are really getting better at asking kids, why? Tell me how you know that. Explain what you were thinking when you solved that problem. So that's a great idea. Let's have them start writing it. That's awesome. Love
You can
it.
just project the question, have a sentence frame, they can just write it and fill it out and they're ready to go.
Thanks, Desiree.
And do
Love it.
you use like the same question for multiple
So
problems,
it
or
would
is it
be
changed?
whatever question for that lesson, so the questions
Oh,
here,
those,
you would
okay.
just project maybe one or two
Okay,
and then
I gotcha.
provide them with that sentence frame.
Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Second grade teachers will love that.
Yes.
Okay, so in this part of, we've done a lot of that, but this part of the internalization process is where you would start to visualize your lesson delivery. What structures do we have in place? Are they working in groups, in partners? Do you have them around the perimeter of the carpet? How are you gonna keep them engaged? How are you gonna hook them in? Are you gonna create little songs like Sabrina does? Like, what are we gonna do, right, to get kids engaged? What opportunities are you gonna create for students to process new learning? Are you gonna do a turn and talk? What are you gonna do to get them to dialogue about their learning? Are they gonna write about it? What are they gonna do for processing? And then what does mastery look and sound like? So how will you know if kids have mastered this content, right? So this would be kind of something that you're gonna think about independently. So that's really just there for your own, these are my thoughts. This is how I'm gonna gather my lesson together and really make it my own and specifically for my kids. So we're gonna skip that. We're not gonna take notes right there. That's just for you to be thinking about. But Sabrina is gonna give us an idea. So I'll let her take it from here. Okay. I'm gonna.
Do you need the dry erase board or anything for you? You can pull it out.
Yes, so I can, put my.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use one slide.
I'm not gonna listen, let's look at it.
the document camera?
Yes.
Yes, it should connect automatically. Oh, she's trying to connect.
Yes, it's real. Make sure I'm still.
Please feel free to take some deep breaths for me.
There, you should be good now.
Yes, I was gonna get.
Okay.
Pardon the interruption, teachers. This is your daily reminder to please check your dismissal page. Please check your dismissal page. Thank you.
And I just have one question about this, like whenever I'm done, do I just press like on,
Off so you can, yes, reconnect with your slide.
No, I'll just, whenever I'm ready to.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
just,
only gonna need this like once and
Okay.
then, but do I just press on and it'll just?
yes,
take it
it'll
out?
show up.
Okay.
Yes.
And then that's it. Alright, here we go. Just gonna pretend y'all are my kids cause it's easier.
That's right.
Yes.
We are.
Here we go. Alright, ready? Okay, I want you to look at this picture, okay? I want you to tell me, what do you see in this picture? What do you see? Raise your hand. What do you see in this picture?
A clown?
A clown, right? Okay, a clown. Yeah.
Monkey.
A monkey. Anybody else?
Circus.
Oh, you see circus tents? Yeah, you're right. I want you to look at like, so you see that monkey, right? And then you see like a clown. You see this, this horse with these feathers. Are they doing things they usually do? No, right? Do you ever go to the zoo and you see the monkey like just juggling a banana? No, right? These are all things, like Brandy said, this belongs to a circus, okay? So if you've never been to a circus, this is kind of how it looks a little bit. Animals and people do things called acts and performances. So juggling is like an act, it's a performance. And it might not be something that you see every day. So when you go into like a circus tent, there are a bunch of different acts. And even in these times, there's math. Believe it or not, whatever job you're gonna get, if you wanna go and get hired at a circus, you still have math to do. So, we're going to have some math to do today. Before we start doing that math though, I want you to think about all of the different strategies we've already thought that we've done in the past few days, okay? So we've had a diagram, okay? We were looking at a number line, a number bond, and a number path, right? So this first problem that we're gonna do together, this first circus act that we're getting introduced today, we're gonna do it together, right? Before I give you anything, I want you to just listen to this problem, okay? So I want you to put your hands on your brain. Ready? Say brain.
Brain.
The seal was balancing beach balls.
The seal was balancing beach balls
on his nose.
On his nose.
He placed more beach balls on his nose.
He placed more beach balls on his nose.
How many beach balls did the seal balance?
How many beach balls did the seal balance?
Correct. Okay, put your hands down.
you to think what is happening in the story. What's happening in the story? Talk to your partner. What do you think's happening in this story? More beach balls.
Just like in a picture, he's balancing the beach balls.
What's happening? All right, you thank your partner. You're gonna thank your partner. Say, thank you very much. We're ready to come back. So, what's happening in this story? Evans, Kelly,
He's getting more beach balls,
He's
the
getting-
number's getting bigger.
he's getting more beach balls. You're right. He's getting more. What's happening whenever some more beach balls are going? Are you thinking that we have parts first? Are you thinking we're starting with the whole first?
He's gonna have
What do you think?
a lot.
It's gonna have a lot, right? Or is anything getting separated? No. What's the action happening in the story? Joining. So when we're joining parts. Do it with me. Ready? We join parts together. What are we doing when we join parts together? We're adding. We're going to be adding. Very good. I did turn this
I
on.
think you have to hold it.
It's a little different than yours.
Yes. I do
Ours
use
is
mine.
about 20 years
I
old.
do use mine. All right, so we know that we are joining, right? When we're joining, we're adding. We're going to use an addition sign, right? And we have some beach balls on his nose, and then we got more beach balls on his nose, right? What's the question asking? What do we want to know? How many beach balls, right? We want to know how many beach balls. So, okay, I'm going to put a B and a B because I want to know how many. I don't know. And I'm not going to waste my time just trying to sound it out. Beach ball. Question. I don't know, right? So, are you ready for some numbers?
Yes.
All right, here we go. The seal was balancing 5 beach balls. How many beach balls?
5.
5. So first there were 5. I know that. 5 beach balls. He placed 6 more beach balls. How many more?
6.
6 more. 6 more beach balls. I know I'm going to add. Whenever I think about add, I join parts together. I got my sign. I already know. So I'm going to put this addition sign so I remember, right? Okay, so now brings us to our next plan here. We're going to, next strategy. Plan or strategy. We got to think about what we're going to do. We're going to think about what we're going to use. What could we use? I want to think of a new thing, a new strategy we just learned. I know I could draw a picture, right? But I want a challenge. Let me do a challenge here, okay? Let me find my red marker and put it down somewhere else. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's pick someone lucky. Martinez! Martinez, pick a strategy. What do you want to do?
Number line.
A number line. Okay, let's see. If we're adding, can we start from 5 when we're adding?
Yes.
Can we start from 6?
Yes.
Right? We learned already that we can say 5 plus 6 or we can say 6 plus 5. Yes.
That's called commutative property.
Exactly. That's what we do property. But we teach sticks. See? All right. So let's start. Martinez, you want to start from 5 or do you want to start from 6?
5.
From 5. All right. So I'm going to put my mark on 5. Okay. How many more beach balls? 6. How am I going to show 6? Am I just going to go boom 6? Is that right? I found the 6. Miss Levis.
No.
What?
Jump.
I need to show 6 more, right? So whenever I jump, I want you to count with me. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
4. Let's recount.
Friend, we're counting with Miss Lopez.
We gotta count with Miss Lopez. Do you want me to get the right answer?
Yes.
Get the right answer with me, ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I want to be able to show show that I have 6 though, because seeing these, I can keep going, right, and count to 6, right? Let me show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what did I land on?
11.
I landed on the number 11, right? So that must mean 5 plus my 6 more is going to give me 11, right? We're just gonna practice our strategy. We're going to write our number sentence soon, but I want you to practice this first strategy, okay? And then we'll continue. So I have your own little one here, your personal little chart.
Oh, here, I'll help you.
Oh, perfect, thank you. You have a back and a front, so your number line is gonna be right here with a big rectangle, big space. And then I also have, well, I'll pass these out real quick. Use the erasers, they have been used. So I want you to also show your number line, 5 plus 6. Show me 5 plus 6. Wow, great job. When you finish, try to write your number sentence on the bottom of that number line. See if you get it. See if yours is going to match mine. Sorry, I only got it.
Yeah. What's that?
Good job. I got some people already writing a number sentence. Some people are already going to another strategy. You know? I feel like I got right now. All right, give me a thumbs up when you have your. All right, very good. All right, let's think about it now. Okay, we have our strategy right. We used a number line. I'm just gonna go like this. That's how my number line looks. Solution, what's our answer? 11 is our answer, right? You also have a number sentence here, right? How would we fill it out? We have what? Do we have parts or do we have wholes?
Parts.
We have parts, so I'm going to label because I know that a part and a part make a whole. A part and a part make a whole. When you have a part and another part, a part and a part make a whole. So I'm going to label that because I want to make sure I remember. I have parts, right? And I have my whole. So that's going to go to the end. Who can tell me my number sentence? We know the parts, we know the, yes, Evan?
5 plus 6 equals 11.
So 5 plus 6 equals 11. That's my whole. Very good.
Why am I gonna say the wrong answer, friend?
Yeah, she's a good friend. Anyway, let's pick another strategy. Because we have to justify our answer. If you don't know what justify our answer means, because that's kind of like really, really big, justify, it just means how do you know it's right? How do we know? Well, we can pick another strategy. Let's see if we're right. Pick a different strategy. Joa.
A strip diagram.
A strip diagram. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Cap your markers. Let's watch some syllabus first. Good. Your marker should look like Miss Evans. You see how Miss Evans has her marker down, her eraser's down. She's looking at me. Teacher's pet. All right, so I need to have a part first. What's my first part? 5. All right, let me count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Here's my 5. Now what we learned yesterday, or this week, is that we can put our parts here. So I'm just going to trace my part here. This is 5. It's one of my parts, right? And I can put 5. Right? All right. And what's my other part? 6. My other part is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Am I going to put this part on top of this part?
No.
Why would I not put this part on top?
Because it's a part.
It's a part. What goes on the top of that? my part, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can join my parts together. I have my 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do I have 11? Yes. Is my answer right?
Yes.
Yeah, my first answer is right. It matches this next one. This is 11. Very good. Same number sentence, right? 5 plus 6 equals 11. Okay, we're gonna do the other two, and then you're gonna be able to work with a partner. Are those things? Okay. All right, great. Okay. Right? You good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. Here we go. We're gonna make this part a little bit faster.
Do you have to put the hole at the top or you?
Yeah, in the,
I mean, that's what it's.
In a strip diagram, it's at the top.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on to a number bond.
that's what it says.
What's gonna go in these two circles? What goes in these two circles for a number bond?
Parts.
Parts. I already know my parts, right? I'm not gonna guess right now. I already know that part. The part is I'm gonna try to look and see how to solve it with my strategy, right? I know 5, and I know 6, and that's going to equal 11. Kind of like our family that we've been talking about, right? And last one, I'm going to start. Oh, actually, that's a good question. What would I do with my number pad?
I think you're gonna start at 5.
I think I'm gonna start at 5, right? It kind of reminds us. Remember whenever we were doing our, whenever we were first learning about it, we kind of said, hey, this is kind of the same, right? So yeah, I think I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna color it in because I want you to be able to see my numbers. I'm just gonna circle it, and I'm gonna jump how many spaces, or I'm gonna follow how many
Step.
spaces.
You're gonna step, cause it's a.
I'm gonna step. There you go. Oh, I like that. Yes, I'm gonna step on that path. All right. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I land on?
11.
If I don't know by now, my answer is 11. Then I don't know. I must be doing that. Now, a lucky duck is gonna go around and they're gonna look for our answer because we need the next act. A circus goes fast, right? We need the next act. I need you to find our answer, number 11, and that's gonna help us look for our next problem. Miss Evans. Throwing your duck back in here.
You always
I'm gonna throw her out.
I was raising my hand too.
Sorry, friend.
You
I'm your
find
favorite,
11.
that's why. Here you go.
Very good. All righty. Here we go. You are going to work with your partner after we've figured out what we're going to do. Okay, so again, hands on your brain. If your partner's hands are not on their brain, tap them. You're a team. Come on.
I'm gonna write. Friend, put your hands on your brain.
Repeat after me. The elephant was playing with green rings.
The elephant was playing with green rings.
And yellow rings. How many rings was the elephant playing with?
How many rings was the elephant playing with?
All right, one more time. We're gonna read it one more time. Hands on our brain. The elephant was playing with green rings.
The
elephant was playing with green rings
And yellow rings.
and yellow rings.
How many rings was the elephant playing with?
How many rings was the elephant playing with?
All right. Okay. I want you to talk with your partner. Think about what is the important information. What is the problem in the story? What are we trying to figure out? What's the problem?
You're that kid.
Yes. I just don't want to. That's a good idea. Yellow rings and green rings.
I don't like the color green. Can they be pink?
Sure. You only got a black marker with you anyway. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? Oh, actually, we need to know what we're doing. What are we doing in the story? What is the problem? What's the problem in the story? Do you know the problem in the story? Well, let's think. Okay, so going to say it again?
Can you read it
You got
again? Yeah.
We're adding.
Say it one more time.
Well,
We're
what's the,
subtracting,
what's,
equal.
Let's do this. How many rings was the elephant playing with? What's the question?
How many rings was he playing with?
How many rings, right? Okay, how many rings? Yeah, you wanna know how many rings they're playing with. What action is happening in this story? Are we joining parts together? Are we separating? What do you
Sound like
think?
we're joining.
Sounds like we're joining. We had yellow rings, we had green rings. Anything happened to them? No, what do we wanna know? We wanna know how many
All together.
all together, right? We wanna know our whole. Very good. So, let me write down with the marker I lost. There it is. Here we go. Now you're about to solve. Here we go. The elephant was playing with 8 green rings and 12 yellow rings. How many rings was the elephant playing with? So, I know my important information. We have green rings. How many green rings?
8.
8. And we have yellow rings. How many yellow rings?
12.
Sorry. 12. And we are join parts together, right? I want you to try to pick a strategy with your partner. I want you to think. If you want to use the same one, you need a little bit of help with one of the strategies, your partner can help you. If not, you want to do 2 different ones?
So I did number pad and
The number line 2. Yeah, I don't understand that.
12 times.
So we don't have that on here. Where is it?
Well,
I did the making 10 strategy.
okay, so we know
I don't have a
it's
partner.
Circle 8.
I know the 8 and 2 is 10, and then that one is
Circle 12, that's your answer.
That's a good idea.
That's what they're gonna do.
You don't even need a partner. Why are you worried about it?
I think they purposely put you in that. I think they made a group of 3. You're right.
I am sure. Yes. That's a good grade. They're automatic, yeah. It's okay. Oh, I use the number pad. And I use making 10.
Making 10.
Because 8 and 2 is 10, and then that leaves 10 left. And so
I can see them.
That's what I did too.
I know also.
You
that-
made 10 too.
That's like 10, and then I'll have 10.
That's a hard way.
So,
That's what I don't want to.
right,
So I just
okay.
go into the-
Okay. Okay, so, we're gonna not stop there, but like kind of debrief on some things that you saw here, and some other things that may come up in your classroom. So, on that last strategy, I thought, well, I'm gonna make 10, because 8 and 2 is 10 and 10 is 20. We just learned making 10. Kids are gonna wanna practice making 10. So you may want to, if that comes up, you may want to also, okay, can you prove it on a number line for me? Because number lines are super, 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 super important in 2nd grade. So you may want to just throw that out there to them. Great job making 10. Can you prove your answer by showing me on the number line that that's true? Anyway, but talk to your partners about some of the things that you saw, some of the things that Sabrina did that you think you want to try, or something that somebody else shared during this time we had together that you want to try. And then I'm going to ask you guys to share in a second. But if you'll put like a minute on the timer, and then we'll share.
I liked it all.
I like how she repeated how the
Oh yeah, me too. I had to see it.
and I don't use it, and then I go back.
Yes, like I had to
So
see
that's
it,
better.
like why should you without
Well, I make them listen to what they're saying, and I ask them, what's the way she says, I say, what are you doing? She's like, right, I'm joining, so I like how they just says, join together, I'm gonna do that, but I have her hold there and do it.
That's exactly how I was. I'm like, just show me one time, and then I got it. I always forget about the number one problems.
No, I like the way they
Good.
I always tell them to join and separate, but I like
Just
the
say a
way
number, they're like, knock it up, just do something with the number. But if you just tell a
that way
story,
they see the
about the
problems,
number,
but the part of the whole song varies.
you know, like, oh, what is hard?
They still learn
It's a good video with it, that's how.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, time. I wanna share just really quick, my, one of my favorite things is the numberless word problem. Because I, as soon as kids hear numbers, they start trying to do something with them. And so it really helped me even just really think about what's happening in the story and not worry about the numbers. So I love it. Okay. Carmen. I swear I'm not picking on you. The lucky duck chose you.
Okay.
You are a lucky duck.
I like how she did like hand movements and stuff like that. I like the whole lesson. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sing, but I like it all. Like you did really good. I mean, I like how you put everything on there so they can just choose. The number line went all the way to 20. Like you gave them the numbers. I mean, what else? I mean, I like your singing.
Okay. Desiree.
So, I liked how she explained joining, so she used hand movement, so she said we join things together, so that's something that I'll be using in the classroom. And then, yeah, I mean, I like how you addressed too the misconceptions too, so like when you were explaining the number path, you explained that we jump 6 instead of just circling the number 6, so I like how you addressed misconceptions too before you started that.
Okay. Nadia.
She
She hasn't said
That's why I
no.
chose the smallest
Her
one,
dad
to
hasn't
save
been
them
saying
from-
strategy.
I loved your intro, your hook. It was great. I think.
Yes, I emailed it or sent it to you.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, I loved it. I think the kids are gonna love it, and yeah, it was a great way to like get their attention.
I asked my aunt, I'm like, what do you know about the story? She's like, nothing. I'm like, I'm a bad mom.
That's funny.
Okay, does anyone else want to share anything? Yes, ma'am. I knew that you were going to share.
One thing I like to do too
Take your
is
book out.
like, she took it out.
I did, I should put it right here.
One thing I like to do, probably like on card number 4 or 5,
Yeah.
is when we're explaining it, I like to do things wrong on purpose, so my kids catch them.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, well, why is that? And I have them explain, well, why is it wrong? I think it's right. Because sometimes the kids are so hard-headed and they're like, well, that's what I got. And I'm like, what? Well, you got it wrong. But they're able to like explain. Yeah.
I like that. That's really good. And that is there in the T-test rubric, that is moving towards that student-centered instruction when you are anticipating student misconceptions and purposefully pointing those out so that students don't make them. So great job, Hallie.
Distinguished.
So it's over there in the student-centered side. Okay, anybody else want to add anything? Yes, Deborah.
So when she read it without the numbers, I'm a visual person, so I was kind of like, okay, what did she say? But when she put it up there, so I think it's good that she put it up there because they can hear it and see it. For those kids that are at an auditorium visual. That's what I am. So it made it better.
Just if you're gonna do it numberless, I was like, I just wanna make sure that I read it without the numbers, but I already have it. So she was like, just put something over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, but I always read it first without it,
Right.
and then,
And then you read it again.
and then I'll have it up. Well, they can't see it because I have my document camera. And so then I'll read it again and then I'll show them the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe some,
And like we even circled, after that we circle the numbers that we're using and then we can put it in their part whole. I feel like we should, since the diagram automatically has a hole on top,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like we should just start with that next year because it's
Putting
gonna
in the
confuse
front
them.
hole.
Like the hole needs to be on top because it's gonna confuse them.
Okay.
That way they just know like, oh, this is similar. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I'll make a note, I'll put it in the notes.
And then, just to piggyback off of what Evan said, I like it when we're doing lesson rehearsal and we make mistakes, because then we can hear how people address the mistakes with our students, because we can anticipate them, but how are you gonna address them in the moment in your lesson? So, because do all our kids get the right answers? So, it's okay to act like you missed the problem.
yeah.
Great stuff.
Good job, Sabrina.
Good job, Sabrina.
We recorded it. We could just